Welcome back to the Dark Cosmic Universe. My name is Avian Savage. Welcoming back all my cosmic followers. Welcoming back all my new followers. Welcoming back new people to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. We talk about action figures. We talk about playsets. We talk about vehicles. We talk about Pokemon cards. We talk about collectibles. And we even talk about comic books. Again, welcoming everyone back. My name is Avian Savage. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You become part of the Dark Cosmic Universe. It is an awesome community here where we just talk about toys. We talk about toys from way back when. We talk about current toys, all that fun stuff. I've got links in the description to an eBay store where I sell vintage and retro t-shirts. I also sell paperbacks. When I make a sale, I bring it back here to the Dark Cosmic Universe and purchase more items to be reviewed here on the YouTubosphere. Yes, I call it the YouTubosphere if you are new to that. This always helps the channel. Also, you're like, wait a minute, what was that? It's one of these. Yes, I appreciate that. Leaving comments always helps out the channel. Activating the bell icon so you get notified when I upload a video just like this. All right, if you are wondering and you know about this, there was a time where Superman was no longer part of the DC universe. Well, he had met his doomsday. The day came when the Man of Steel had fallen, and the world was like, no way. People started caring about comic books. People who read comic books and knew about this were flocking to comic book stores to find out what was going on. And then DC pulled the old switcheroo, and they came up with this. The reign of the Supermen. 4 humans, at least we know that, at least we think they're human, decided to take claim to the mantle of the House of L. All right, let's get into it. So yes, yours truly back in the 90s. I remember, I think I was going to college or something like that. Again, it's that whole Mandela effect where I think I was doing something, but who knows? Maybe I remembered something that didn't happen. But I do remember this. I remember going to the comic book store going, no way are they killing Superman. They killed him. He wasn't around anymore. Metropolis became a Gotham City. There was a power struggle of who was going to be on top. And then the 4 mysterious Supermen appeared. Some claiming to have the mantle of the House of L. Some claiming they just weren't. We'll talk about that in a second. Now, if I do get it wrong, which is possible, between Kenner, Hasbro, and Mattel, they were all making DC figures. It's all about a name brand, I guess. So if I get the ones wrong, I do apologize. Again, it's that whole Mandela effect, which I'm slowly going down. All right, let's check out. Actually, let's name all the characters over here. So we have Steel, the Man of Steel, John Henry Irons. Over here, we have Superboy. I believe this is Connell, and if I get the name wrong, I know there's Kal-El, Connell, Jor-El, all those L's. I get it. We've got the Eradicator over here, and then over here, we've got the cyborg Superman. Everyone claiming or not claiming to be Superman. Who knows? You got to read the story. That's right. In the background over here, this is the return of Superman. Over here, the death of Superman. 2 graphic novels that I do have in my personal collection. And then recently going to a bookstore, finding this, The Death and Life of Superman, which I've not read yet. But I was like, you know what? I think it'd be kind of a cool idea for a video. And that's where we are today. And again, thank you guys for checking out the channel. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for uploading the videos. Thank you for remixing the videos. Thank you for sharing to your socials. That's really awesome. I so appreciate it. All right, first and foremost, as he falls down, it is Superboy. Now, if you know nothing about the reign of the Supermen, the death of the Superman, and you just want to read the books, well, here's what I'm going to tell you. Stop the video right here because I'm going to start talking about the characters. All right, so here we go. Here is Superboy. Now, Superboy, according to my remembrances of this, he was a clone. I believe it was Cadmus. Cadmus had cloned a Superman character out of the blood of Superman, and also with the DNA of Lex Luthor. Talk about don't want to go there. And I think this is Connell. Very cool figure. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I had done a review of some did some Batman figures that were Target exclusives. And on the back, they were talking about they might be doing some Superman figures. I quickly zeroed in on this. I may or may not be right with this, but here are the vintage. I can't believe I'm saying this. Here are the vintage figures. So again, this is Superboy. Loved him in the storyline. Oh my gosh, he was so funny. And again, DC has also made a comic book version, or not a comic book version, but an animated version of the Superman, Death of Superman, and also the Return of Superman and the Reign of the Superman. Now they do slightly vary in both aspects. So, in my humble opinion, go read the graphic novels first before you watch it. I mean, you can watch the movie, but it doesn't exactly, take all the graces from it that were pretty cool. All right, so here is Superboy, 5 points of articulation. He's about almost 5.5 inches, or no, I'm sorry, he's like 4.5 inches. Very cool figure. So glad to have him in the collection. He was a great character in there. All right, John Henry Irons, if I have had the name correct, it is Steel. Now, this person claimed not even to be Superman. He was helped by Superman and wanted to help Superman and rein in, no pun intended, all the issues that were going on in Metropolis, taking over, trying to live up to the mantle of Superman. He's not claiming to be Superman. He just got the name Steel. So he's got a steel outfit thereabouts. I believe he made it himself. Now, he's missing his accessory here, and the figure just goes flopping over. But a cool figure. He's got the cape. And what a cool action figure this is. Again, if you don't have any of these figures, you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. I was able to acquire most of them when they first came out. And then other ones I've just not been able to. I had to go the old route of going to eBay or other sources or finding them. So I'm going to put him over here. All right, we've got the Cyborg Superman. This is that whole Terminator-esque version. Now, again, these are most of the characters in here are just... Now, he's more than 5 points of articulation. He is not in scale with these other ones, but this is the only one that they made decent. I'm hoping when Spin Masters, if they are going to do this, that they make a Cyborg Superman figure that is in scale with the rest of these 4.5-inch figures. Thereabouts. They're over 4 inches, definitely. But again, what a cool figure. Again, this is either Hasbro or Mattel, and I cannot remember. But again, this is just what I've got here. What a cool figure, and I'm so glad that I wound up getting them. The figure is like, at one time was like worth lots and lots of money. Not like I'm going to be selling my collection. Again, it means too much when it comes to the line here. And I'm going to go put him over on the side. We'll just kind of go brief through some of the stuff. All right, this is probably my most cherished figures of all time. Now, this was a figure that was not produced. You're like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? You've got it right in front of you. Yes, originally, at the end of the line, this was supposed to be produced, but I don't know. Toy sales maybe went flat, and then the molds were done. But here's the Eradicator, probably one of the coolest Supermen that are out there. I do like the new version of him in the animated movie. He looks really cool, a little bit different. So that's why he has us. So just a quick backstory of this. This is the only figure that I wanted. And I remember calling up, I think it was Kenner at the time, and I don't remember. And I said, you guys made the molds. Where's the figure? Oh, the line just kind of died out, and, yada, yada, yada. There's this, I don't know how old I was at the time, but I kept calling customer service and asking for this figure. This figure was actually produced through a magazine called Toy Fair, Toyfare. And every month they had an exclusive figure. Now, I didn't know this figure was coming out. Yours truly went with a group of friends, and we visited Santa Claus. So I have to tell you the whole story here. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go meet Santa Claus. Yeah, okay, I get it. Went to meet the jolly old elf himself, and everyone was saying, what do you want for Christmas? And again, I was probably in my mid-20s, thereabouts. And there's Santa Claus asking me, he goes, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, I want the Eradicator figure. I want the one that was supposed to be produced by Kenner, but never happened. And Santa's like, you know what? I've got a good inside story. And he says, I've got a good feeling you've been a really good boy this year, and they're going to make the figure. And I said, okay, sure. Walked away. It was next year when looking through a previews magazine, and what was on there, but this was an exclusive figure. I was like, no way. It's like my favorite Superman character. Now, he is not Superman. Looks like Superman, had sounded like Superman, but he was more like a computer program if Superman ever failed. It was like a fail-safe, roughly. And that was the Fortress of Solitude coming up with that. Pretty cool. All right, let's look at some of the figures over here. And we're going to check. Now, these are some of the characters that did appear in the storyline. I'm going to put my Eradicator figure over here. Won't ever get rid of that one. But we're going to take a look at some of the stuff over here. Now, I was kind of torn on which Superman to use. Now, this is the Todd McFarlane Superpowers version. We'll get to some of the... Of course, we'll open up some of the stuff here. We've got Lex Luthor, some of the main players. And again, I had to go through actually here that appeared in the comic books at the time. So we got Lex Luthor over here. We've got those little Lex Luthor characters. I think that was from the Infinite line. And then over here, we've got Lex Luthor. I said that. We've got Supergirl from the animated series. There's Lois Lane. I felt really bad for Lois because she had lost everything. And what was everything was her Superman. It was her Clark Kent. He was gone. Because of this character over here that came in, they had this huge, huge battle. And then, yeah. And then over here, we've got Mongol. He was the creator of Engine City. Back over here, we've got, this is Hal Jordan when he decided to go, I don't know, kind of crazy. What was it? Coast City was gone because of this whole situation. He went not really good. He just went completely evil. All right, so let's take a look at some of the stuff here. So anyway, so I picked up some of these graphic novels. Here we go, The Death of Superman. So if you ever find this, I wound up, again, I got this at Ollie's. This was like, it says what, $239 or something like that. I mean, talk about, and this was a while ago. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to have this. And again, if you've ever tried to follow the storyline, oh, Booster Gold's in there. Oh my gosh, I should have put Booster. Oh, and the Blue Beetle. Oh gosh, talk about awesome. And again, really, really cool. It's a great storyline. I'm not going to give it away. I already gave it away. But Fire and Ice are in there. Oh my gosh, wow. I think it was Fire and Ice. But again, I love comic books. I love when it comes to this stuff here. There we go. There's Superman going against Doomsday. That's kind of where Superman totally, again, these comics really just pop. Where Superman and just didn't do it. And then there was this void of no Superman for quite a while. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they actually did it. They killed him off. And then they brought in this, the Reign of the Supermen. So now, of course, you do see Superman back there. And we'll show, the funny thing is, I think it's from Total Justice. I was going to put this one up here. But here is the Superman that I had. This is a Total Justice line. When he came back, he had this big old mullet. So business in the front, party in the back. Again, 5 points of articulation. But he's just way too buff. This line, I don't know. It was pretty cool. I think that was Mattel. I don't know. Again, it's that whole Mandela effect. But check it out. Again, this was yours truly. I mean, I remember going to the comic book store. I got most of these comic books. But again, this was really cool. We got the 4 pretenders to the throne. Well, you find out. And there we go. There's my boy, the Eradicator. Thought he was really awesome, but he was a little off. Again, I really thought that this was Superman with a new suit. Thought that's what they were doing. And again, I felt bad for... Oh, there we go. There's Superboy. I really felt bad for his girlfriend, so Lois Lane. I'm just like, she really went through some serious turmoil for this whole entire thing. But again, love comic books, and there we go. Yes, that is Lex Luthor over here, but you'll have to read it to find out. There's Superboy. Have we found... I'm looking for Steel. Steel's all right, so here we go. So here they are. I don't know if you guys can see it. There we go. So Superboy had the sunglasses. Loved it. Got the cocky attitude. Eradicator, Steel, Cyborg Superman. Really cool. And again, it had that Terminator flair. So like part Superman, part Terminator. It was pretty cool. Let me tell you, this was awesome. And it took a while. I think it was like a year and a half. And then we've got back at the Fortress of Solitude. Something going on here. Something to do with this mech suit over here. There was some serious rumblings going on. And again, I'll let you guys... Oh, there's Mongol, and there is the Cyborg Superman. Very cool. Again, they also... I remember getting the video game on my Nintendo. I think it was my Super Nintendo, which is really cool. Very excited to have that. But again, like I said, this is really cool. I don't know if you guys can see some of the Lex guys or the LexCorp characters. That would be over here in the left part of the monitor. Or for me, these guys were pretty cool. They're not to scale, and I do understand that, but they're pretty cool. These are characters that, again, at least part of the essentials. And I do have a Booster Gold. I do have a Blue Beetle. I was like, oh my gosh, I should have put those up. But yeah, it was really cool. I just wanted to share this time with everyone. And again, do you remember this time where there was no Superman? You're going, wait a minute, there has to be a Superman. I think it was like over the amount of, I think it was like according, like 2.5 years or something like that, or a year and a half or something like that. It was some strange phenomenon that was going on, but it was a really cool read. Again, had us all hooked. And of course, the Man of Steel does return back. Again, you know, spoiler alerts here. Now, I was kind of torn between doing the Superman with the one that was kind of like jacked up on Hulk Hogan's vitamins over here. This one over here, again, you can kind of see the scale for this. He's got the darker suit. Or I was actually thinking about the animated one, but he looks a little too happy to be part of that whole storyline here. And I'll just kind of get him out here. I was thinking about this. So I was kind of torn between this Superman and the one over here. So I decided to go, again, I was going to go with this Superman because this was probably the best representation that I could, you know, think for Superman, you know, compared to these two. But, you know, since we have an animated Lois Lane, yeah, I thought that'd be kind of cool. I was going to say Lana Lang, but that's not right. That's another character, I think. All right, anyway, that's it. That's the end of the video. Just a small deep dive. That was like an oxymoron right there. It was a deep dive into a great time for comic books. Again, I haven't picked up a comic book in the longest time. I try to collect the older ones. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I mean, I know who Superman is. I know who Batman is. And again, you know, they really can't do anything now more than I've ever seen. You know, they killed Superman off. They broke Batman's back. Holy cow, I just gave another spoiler. But again, you know, I don't know. I really can't be impressed. But I'm still collecting the figures. I'm still collecting some of the trade paperbacks, which is kind of cool. That's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Again, this is more of a collection, displaying off some of the collection that I do have in my collection. I just said the collection or a lot. I'm not taking a collection, but that's it. My name is Avian Savage. Thank you guys again for watching the videos. So appreciate that. Checking out the shorts. Totally, you know, the YouTube shorts. Scotty, I know what you're thinking there, buddy. Don't go there. He's an awesome guy. He's an awesome guy. My name is Avian Savage. This is the Dark Cosmic Universe. To my Dark Cosmic family, if you are subscribed to the channel, you are part of the Dark Cosmic family. You are my Cosmic Cosmonauts, my Cosmic Comrades, my Insane Toy Collectors, and my Dark Cosmic Pokemon collectors as well. What do I say? Say it loud and proud, my friends. from one side of the galaxy to the other, and somewhere in between, there is the dark cosmic universe. I really hope you enjoyed this video and all the videos. I try to do my best when I come up with this, trying to come up with a really cool idea for these characters and where these ideas for these stories, or my ideas for these videos, what I meant to say. You know, this took me a long time to get all the figures out of the bins that I had them in. But I said, the more I looked at them, like, this is awesome. Thank you guys so much. What do I say? Stay cosmically insane, my friends. Keep collecting those action figures. Keep collecting all those collectibles. Come on back here to the dark cosmic universe here on the YouTubosphere, and we will definitely see you soon. Thanks again.